live in the group as well. So everyone who's here, before I click live in the Facebook group, hello. I'm going to click live in the Facebook group as well right now. So we should be live everywhere. So anyway, just wanted to come out here real quick and just do an intro of what we're doing today and what we're going to be talking to today. And I have two guests today that I'm super excited to bring out. I'm excited to hear about them and their story and what they've done to reach success. And so real quick, if you didn't know, we've been doing these speaker highlights. We have a live event coming up in November 11th, which is coming up literally about a week away. And so I'm excited about that. And we decided to bring out the different speakers and pick their brain, get some value from them. And so that's what we're going to do today. So I have the privilege. I'm going to add them to the room right now. We've got Muriël there and we've got Dirk. So I don't know how to pronounce your guys' names, so I'm not even going to try to butcher the last names. But if you guys want to come out just briefly, real quick, and introduce yourselves, and then we'll get into some questions. So maybe we'll start with ladies first. Muriël.
Oh, hi everyone. Hi, Mike. Thanks so much for having us. The Dutchies are in the house from Costa Rica. Super humbled, really. We love you. We love the whole company, everything. So, yeah, I'm Dutch. I used to be a social worker. I'm married with the guy that you see right there, Dirk. For 25 years, we're together. Been through a lot of adventures. One is that I quit my social worker job back in 2015 thanks to our business online. Um, and we have traveled before we started children. And basically, after a lot of hurdles, but Dirk will tell that part of the story himself with Dirk's restaurant business. Basically, right now, and since a couple of years, we live happily as a family with and thanks to our online business in Costa Rica. Already 6+ years. And we have learned so much. That is like the littlest nutshell that I have about me, from social worker to entrepreneur business online with growing up kids living in Costa Rica.
That's awesome. Super. I love it. Social worker. I mean, I've actually known quite a few social workers over the past, so that's cool that you've been able to build that freedom in your business. So, all right,
Yeah.
Dirk, if you want to come out and just brief intro, and then we'll get into some questions for you guys.
Yes, awesome. And can everybody? Am I my voice? Yes. Okay, super. Because I'm hiding out in the in a bus. This is actually the room of my son, and it's raining outside, and he went off to the gym, so I got stuck here in his bus. So, but yeah, how it all started, like Muriel said, we're from the Netherlands. And today, I think it's our 10th year of our online journey. And it all started after more than a decade having restaurants and growing the business and wow, getting overexcited, bought another one. And hit bankruptcy, or not really bankruptcy. We had one restaurant left, but we had an interesting debt of $300,000 in that time. And we were trying to find a solution. And me, as a householder, wanted to take care of my family, my kids. They're big right now. The one is already out of the house, and my son will be turning 15 tomorrow. So different ball game by now, but that was the start of our online journey, and we never stopped learning. We never stopped trying to figure things out and trying things and testing things and failed miserably. I can tell you endless stories of mistakes we made. But our goal was to create the freedom, and our goal was to create a peace of mind for our family. And we managed to do that. And then after a holiday in Costa Rica in 2017, we actually said, why not just move here? Now we have our online income. We just close our laptops in the Netherlands, and well, that is basically the everything in a nutshell. Yeah, that's how we ended up here and our journey started.
That is so cool. I love it. I love it. Yeah, and it's really cool to see how fast you guys have come in and just crushed it. We weren't even expecting you guys to fly out to HBA or Freedom Fest, And so when we got that call last minute, like, hey, you guys are coming to Freedom Fest Live, I was super excited to invite you to be a speaker because you guys are crushing it so much, and it's just a cool thing. So real quick, I know you mentioned you guys have had some challenges early on. Do you guys mind sharing maybe one challenge or so that you guys have been through that you faced early on that you've overcome in the industry?
Well, challenges, of course, always. If I can answer this, Muriel.
Yeah, please.
Many challenges. I was showing, getting over the fear of doing videos. That was a very simple one. Or just trying to figure out what all these words meant. I remember that after maybe even a year working on it, I called one of my mentors and said, what is actually a lead? I just didn't get it. I mean, we're all, besides all the new terms, we were also not our native language, so we had to learn that and learn this. But it's, looking back, it's all also fun. And one of the biggest bloopers I have to point to Muriel, but it was just fun because it's our responsibility. It's like you're trying to figure out why you're not making sales. I just couldn't figure it out, and then after I think 6 months, we discovered that we were sending out somebody else's affiliate link with the emails. So somebody made money, we did not, but we learned from it. So, you can either then choose to give up or just learn from it and change the link.
That's a good one. Got to use the right links. I love it. Is there any other anything from you, Muriel, you want to share that you have overcome?
Yes, so this is a typical different kind of challenge, but I am sure that a lot of people recognize it somehow or already overcame it. Is that our network back then, all our friends and family and colleagues and restaurants, other owners, and just people we were surrounded with 10 years ago when we kicked off the online business, like, we're going to make money online. We were surrounded by no one who believed in that. We were literally unfriended, hated. We had we had the very, I think, the tough way. Like, even back then, 10 years ago, well, you were already 20 years online, Mike, but like 10 years ago, wow, no one believed us. So we had to face like this this change of connections. We literally had a lot of negativity around us. So we had each other, thank goodness, and we hooked up in community. That was our savior, because I still have friends that I met back then who also started online and had no one who believed in them. And also going to events helped us. But we start to go to events, I think, after 1 year or 1.5 years, because we're not going to see, we did not have any results. That's also like a golden nugget. We start going to events. That's where we hooked up with people who were like us. But that was a big challenge for me personally. I cried behind my laptop after I posted my first video, and everyone was literally like dropping negative comments. I think I had 239 negative comments below my very first video. But it never stopped me. And now I'm like, hey, I live in Costa Rica. How about you? So yeah, that was a big challenge at the beginning. I got used to it and I made new friends. But that was a big challenge for me. Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had 200 negative comments. So that would have been a pretty big one to get over. So that's pretty cool that you did that. And yeah, I always say, the negative people, they have nothing better to do than to bash other. I mean, I even see it to this day, like legit companies getting negative reviews, and it's really weird. It just happens all the time, and I feel like when we get negative comments, we know we're doing something right, right? So I love it.
Yeah.
So, and you guys both mentioned videos here. I'm actually just curious because I don't know you guys that much yet, which I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better in Freedom Fest. But what is your guys' approach to marketing that has helped you guys make the most success online?
Dirk, you go.
I think, well, if we talk about video has made a very big impact on our business. Um, and yeah, I think by the time we started doing that, I guess sometimes I run into one of my first videos, and like, and you're wearing your best clothing, and you have your whiteboard, and you have your stuff doing that, and I'm trying to explain things I did not really understand myself, but by the concept of learn, do, teach, we just kept doing. That evolved in doing your videos in a different way, in just being yourself and sharing your voice and your look at things. And I can explain things, but well, it turned out it evolved to a way that I actually never even edit my videos, maybe blur things out or whatever. But that is basically it, because I believe that in a time where there's also a lot of AI and a lot of blah blah, it's better to be you, and that proved to be right. If I look to our audience and the people we attract in our business, then that is definitely a big thing. And one of the things is a good example for the impact video has. So Muriël has her own video or her own YouTube channel about Costa Rica, and that started about just for fun, and that evolved, and just the things we learned or she learned here in Costa Rica, turning that into a video and using it for marketing. But the fun thing is, so many times already it happened in the past that we were walking on the beach with the dogs, and like cha la la chatting, and then somebody would come up to us. Oh my God, is it really you? And it's like, okay. And I look at my dog and say, come on. And we move on. And then these people have watched all her videos about, because you go on holiday or you think of moving to Costa Rica. What do? You go to YouTube, you type in Costa Rica, and maybe you go to a specific area where we live. You type in Costa Rica, Santa Teresa area, and then poof, Muriel's there. And they watch like 20, 30 videos, and they have become her best friend. She's like, oh, hi. So that is the power and the direct impact of video, is that people have the feeling they know, like, and trust you already. So yeah, that is definitely an impact that has on all sorts of levels on our business. Definitely, yeah.
I love that. So yeah, you guys, when you say videos, do you guys typically just do YouTube videos, or are you been venturing off into like the short form stuff as well? Curious.
Shall I answer this thing?
Yeah.
We started off 10 years ago with Facebook. We used Facebook and Instagram. So that's where we shared videos. What was available back then? There were no shorts back then. So we grew with the trends. So we started to just go live on Facebook and do normal videos. And then when there were reels and shorts, we started to do reels and shorts. We had a YouTube channel, and we used that to pop up as free traffic in the search engines, right? Like informational videos. And since there are short form video there, we do short form video on YouTube. Actually, my shorter videos are watched way more than my longer videos. And then finally, since a year, we finally started TikTok. So I have an English TikTok, and Dirk has a Dutch TikTok. So yeah, basically we thrive on what's available, and I think that's what everyone should do. Video in any form, and then share those videos, of course, to the email list. So we rotate our content everywhere. That's what we do.
I love that approach. And yeah, like following the trends and what's working, that's super huge. Because I remember when I first started and I posted on social media, it would only go to my followers. And nowadays it's shown to everybody, right? Just random people on the internet. So it's pretty cool and different. Awesome. And so one thing I was thinking about, like I read your bio, Dirk, on the website, and I thought, and you mentioned you were 300,000 in debt at some point, and that's actually pretty, pretty significant compared. Because I always say I was 100K in debt and do different things like that. So you've got me beat. You've got me beat on that one. So I'm curious, like, what did you guys like? Is there any strategies you used to pay that off or get paid that down, or did you just go all out? I'm just actually curious on what your strategies are on when you had that much.
Looking back, it was such a big number that I had zero feeling with it. It just didn't. That was so far away that also we started to journey on our online journey. So we even had to invest in education because we had no idea how to do this online. So right before I lost everything, a credit card company actually sent me a credit card because it went so well. And then I remember that Muriël hadn't spoken to me for like 2 weeks because I did that. I just swiped the card, so to say, to invest in that education. And she said, but because of the number was so big, 300, 305, that didn't make sense. So that was the first thing. So we had our tools in hand to go somewhere. And that, because if I had not done that, we were still in the dark and that would still be there. So first of all, that was making sure that you had things in hand, tools in hand, education in hand to actually go somewhere. And so we managed to do that.
We implemented it. Yeah, we implemented that knowledge.
Yeah, everything we learned. I did not understand it. I already said I had no idea how that would work with affiliate marketing. It's like, But the concept did resonate with me, and I started to implement it in the restaurant. We had one restaurant left, and there was like these companies that, like, I don't know if you have it in the States, like Groupon. You can have like these deals. You have 2 for the price of 1, and then I think, oh, that's a similar idea. You know what? I see if I can do that myself. So I started to do these things for myself. I created a landing page, a bridge video, and then an email with everybody got the same code. So I will do advertising, and you could do a high tea 2 for the price of 1, or a dinner for 2 for the price of 1. And I started to build my list for the restaurant. With the result, 42% more revenue in that quarter. That raised the price of being able to sell it. And then my chef wanted to actually buy my restaurant. But because we implemented internet marketing, the bank said, wow, that is a cool concept. We're going to give her a loan. So she was able to buy. So that was the biggest chunk of paying off our debt. And then we had several 5-figure debt left. And that is things we started to make online. Just chunks and chunks and chunks we were able to pay off. And by the time we could leave for Costa Rica, we were 100% debt free. And so.
I love that. I love it. I'm striving to be debt free myself. I still have this huge mortgage here that I've got to chunk down, and I'm super inspired by Paul and you now, because I found out that you're debt free as well. So that's pretty cool, both of you guys. So awesome. I love that. And before I get into anything about the event that's coming up, and by the way, everybody, if you're popping on, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're dialing in from. If you have any questions for Dirk and Muriël, pop those in the comments as well. I do see Danny on. What's up, Danny? I see Geo in the Facebook group. So hey, Geo. And so real quick, there's a lot of new people joining every week inside our company. So I thought it would be kind of cool to ask you guys if you were to give someone advice to a brand new person just getting started, what would you say they should do?
Oh, can I, Dirk? Oh, yeah, can I? I'm like, okay, if you believe it or not, because if you're new here, you don't probably know me. You don't know me. So who am I? But I'm around for 10 years, and I still type with 2 fingers. And being around in this internet marketing, building your business online, making money online space, I don't believe there's anything out there as sincere and helpful and working as that you can get in this platform. And this is what most people tend to do. I did it myself. You have the solution under your fingertips. but you want to reinvent the wheel. So my tip is stop everything. You're good here. Don't use your precious time, because you cannot redo your precious time in finding out if this is the right place. Like, and I'm talking about, do you want to change your lifestyle, want to work less, build a business online, but in a solid way. This is not a hype driven, bling bling, shiny object syndrome company. This is the company with the real people. We finally, after meeting Mike and Paul, I think about 10 years ago, when we just started in the same entrepreneurial space, you were already crushing it. And I remember a couple of years ago that you were starting the home business industry, the home business academy. But we didn't come because we were doing our own thing. It was working. But the truth is, a lot of these companies are not great. They are not customer service friendly. They change their rules and regulations and their earning systems all the time. Sometimes we've had it happen that some owners had, oh, I retire. I just stop. I retire. And I'm like, I just had people here fresh who are willing. And now you're saying I had to hear it from them. Like, so since we found out what a great place this is, I'm like, I'm not going to go anywhere. We sent everyone, you know, to the HBA. So hopefully this helps a lot of people saving time in search for something better. The grass is green where you water it. If you're here, water it and go for it. You're good. That's my advice. I've seen it. Not all. Who am I? 10 years online, but I've seen a lot. This is the place to be. And I'm not saying it because I want to say such a thing. It's the truth. I speak from my heart. I don't lie.
Love that. Yeah, I love that quote. The grass is greener where you water it. That's such a good one. Because, you know, you always think it's greener somewhere else. But yeah, I understand. That's so cool. Awesome. So anything from you, Dirk, on the new person started?
Yeah, I can definitely add something besides what Muriël said. We are, you know, you are here because you made a decision and it feels good, and now you're here and you think, I'm going to do it. So this is an example from a person that really just got started, and we were on the call, and she started to ask me questions like, what are you saying? And I just didn't understand what she was saying. She had talked about SEMcard and then Shopify or Spotify. I'm lost here. I'm trying to figure out. So this is what happened, and this is something I can really recommend you not to do. She came to a point that she had to activate SEMcard. If you don't know what SEMcard is, no worries. You just watch the videos, you will run into it. So what she did is she SEMcard. You know what? I'm going to Google SEMcard. It's an e-commerce platform apparently as well. And then what's the best one? Oh, so she said, can I use Shopify instead of SEMcard? It's like, what are you talking about? And then I figured out, she started to tell, yeah, I watched the videos and all these terms and I tried to understand. So I went to Google and started to Google for explanations. He said, so you want to bake a pie? Let's create a cheesecake, delicious cheesecake. You have the recipe here right in front of you. You add a little bit of this and a cup of this and a little bit of that, and then you have the best cheesecake ever you can imagine. But you think, that's so little. Let's add some, I don't know, some pepper, or let's some whatever, and you start to add all these things. It still looks like a cheesecake, but probably it tastes horrible. And that is the same thing with your business here as well. You have all the ingredients you need, all the knowledge you need to create a successful online business, whether it's whatever you want to market. You can even start a restaurant and start to implement it for your restaurant. That's exactly what I cannot recommend you this, but it works. So you do not need anything else. Is there more to learn? Of course, later you can be more whatever. But if you start, this is all you need to be successful. So don't confuse yourself to go to Google or add stuff, or just learn the basics. First this, and then you can wander off maybe. But this is all you need, definitely. Yeah.
Yep. Learn the basics and then get complicated. I love
Yeah,
it.
complicated, but you don't even have to know because it's not complicated.
Right.
This is all you need. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like usually once you've done it a few times, the complicated becomes simple. And so you that advice, just taking the action every day, you're going to be able to get these other concepts. Like had she gone through the training a little bit more and learned that we're only using Samcar for the affiliate links, we're not using it as a platform, like then you're like, oh, now I get it. And then you start to understand that you don't need it. Right. And so it's like, it makes a lot of sense. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we got Freedom Fest coming up on the 11th, and so we're going to be there for a few days. And I'm actually just curious, what do you guys think about live events? Are they worth going to, live stream, in person, both? I'm actually curious on your thoughts on that.
I cannot do this. I cannot do this. Can I do this? So first of all, in the flesh is the best, literally. No excuses, of course. Sometimes there are reasons not to go, whatever. But like, I'm just going to share my own example. We came from the Netherlands, always lived and born in the Netherlands. And then when we started online, we were not connected with a Dutch platform. We were always learning from American platforms, right? So we flew to the United States like freaking 3 times per year. We had to borrow money for, we were not making anything, right? But we still did it. I sold our old stuff that was in the shed, to get tickets. And every time, literally, I think it's great that you have online live stream for the people who really not be able to make it. But if you're kind of able to make it, it's going to be rewarding for yourself because there's specific energy happening in a room when you're meeting people. Like the online business concept is amazing. I thrive on it, but meeting people in the flesh, that's special. That creates something you cannot find in the training and not in the Zoom and not in the live stream. You will be able to follow and learn in the live stream. I'm actually going to be listening to the live stream because we have a minor, we cannot leave our property, like we are unable to come together. And I was like, first we did like, no, Dirk, you go. No, and then I go. And we were like almost not really fighting, what kind of like fighting over it because we both know how valuable it is to be in the flesh. And we both wanted to really see also the Feed the Starving Children project, right? Like see it, witness with our own eyes while we're contributing to meeting our other affiliate colleagues or friends, just being there, showing also like talk to each other. Perhaps they think, wow, we're so mega successful. We are just Dirk and Muriël. So, but also vice versa, like meeting you guys is so valuable. Offline visiting is always recommended, but if not possible, get the live stream and follow what's trained there. It's always the special stuff that's trained on those events. It's my experience.
Oh yeah, and if I can add, sorry, Mike, you go first. Sorry.
I was just going to say, welcome, Paul. Welcome, Minnie. Welcome, Dan. Everybody who's popping on live. Good to see you guys. All right, go ahead.
Super, thanks. Yeah, and I saw Paul's comment. Super excited to see you guys next week. So yeah, we had a bit of a back and forth. Who is going to Dallas and stuff like this? And there were other events and other stuff. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna cancel everything. But the reason that we probably, or not, well, let's say like this: 10 years ago, we were an event. And we met you guys. Maybe we were not intensely close, but the names dropped, and we know you from back then. So that creates even if we've not spoken to each other for forever or whatever, but there's still a recognition, and that is the foundation of. And now you see 10 years later, it's like, hey, oh, that's interesting. So it is a small world overall. So you never know who you will meet on an event like this. That will help you maybe 10 years in a row. And I can have several examples for this. So that is definitely, if you can make it Yeah, definitely go to events because it's fun, and for me personally now I'm really looking forward to share stuff there, knowledge to help further, but also to help in the day to feed my starving children. I have no idea, so that's new for me. But I'm just the whole idea is it just excites me, and I can't wait. I have all the tickets booked. I hope it's no storms coming over, so I can take the plane on Saturday morning to the capital, and then the next day to Dallas, etc., etc. So I'm super excited. And if you have the option, the possibilities to come, go. It is the 100% worth it.
Oh, by the way, this is worth mentioning. 10 years ago, our very first event, we were sitting front row with the borrowed money from Dirk's parents. We got our tickets and we were both sitting there, kids with grandparents. And there was Amy on stage, and she was my foundation. She made me cry by I was looking like this because I was sitting front row. She was standing there talking about how she wanted to provide for her girls and stuff. And I recognized her from videos. Like she was like my example. I was like, she's a mom like me. And I remember that I looked to Dirk, and Dirk was like, "Are you crying?" I said, "Yeah." She got me in my heart, and I want to be like her. I want to be on stage, and I want to show other moms that I am a free mom too. A couple of years later, I did it, and I shared this with Amy a while ago. She was not aware, of course, back then, but that is what an event can do. It really put me into action. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I've cried at so many times, like from these events. Even Paul. I remember crying at one of Paul's stories at an event. That same event, probably that we were all at. Uh, it is crazy. Like Paul just said, it's so crazy how we're all still connected after all these years. And think about that. Like we were connected from events, and that's how we came together. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's really
I have
cool.
selfies with you. I have selfies with you guys. Like I was like, those are I learned from you. We were your students in digital training. So I just want to, because you're crushing it, Dirk. But our journey started also with you. You were our favorite trainers. Now you have your own company. Hallelujah. So for everyone who's new, you are here in the right place. Yeah, it's worth mentioning. It's the truth, guys.
That's so cool. So it's coming up, and Dirk is actually the one showing up live, and Muriel, you'll be on the live stream. I'm assuming, and
Yes.
so I'm actually just curious, Dirk. Is there any teasers that you want to give, like that you're going to be talking about at Freedom Fest that you want to share with some people, and then we'll go
Yeah,
from
I'm gonna do a very fun exercise that is definitely will like. Oh, I thought I was really good at it, and then he's like, oh, apparently not. And and I choose a topic that I learned myself in not that long ago. I started to think about it, and it's like we take things for granted, and yeah, the power of listening, and this is not exactly what you just think that it is, but it's going to be broader, and it's going to be super exciting. I'm excited about it to share, because you asked me what we're going to talk about, and normally in events I would talk about internet marketing, but all the things you need to know is already in the training. So why would I do that? I mean, it's already there, so that's no need. But what are all these little golden nuggets you have to add to it? And I believe, going back to the first question, on events you learn about these golden nuggets. It's just that one or one sentence or even one word that a speaker or somebody else is there shares with you, and you hear it, and then that triggers you. That triggers something that will make you, wow, the fire will just lit up inside of you, and you will never stop it. What Muriel just said about listening to Amy, she cried. I didn't. I was like, oh well, maybe because I was a guy, I had a different vibration, different emotion, but I had my other stuff. Only because of the events, that was little trigger points that made me keep going and keep going and keep going. So yeah, if you have the chance on being in the Freedom Fest, either online, best of course is in personal. So I can give you a hug or shake your hand or whatever. And feel free to pick my brain, of course, and all the other speakers that are there and attendees. Wow. I'm gonna share. I will give my all. So be there.
Love that. I love it. I love it. So cool. All right. So we'll just, since we're at the 30-minute mark, I just want to start wrapping it up. But thank you so much, Dirk and Muriël. Is there any words of advice or parting advice that you want to give everybody while we wrap this up?
I have one. So it took me 4 times. The 5th time I got my driver's license. You don't know how much hours I have been making mistakes and how much I had to pay for my driver's license, right? But I knew once I know how to drive, I can drive wherever. Now I can drive in Costa Rica. I could drive on vacations. Like, there are people who are asking me, "Are you still going to continue?" I said, "What is that for a stupid question? If I stop now, it was all for nothing." So just realize, if you're here, doesn't matter if you started just yesterday or you're here for a couple of years and you're not where you want to be. Quitting is never an option. We didn't succeed in a couple of months with our online business, right? By the way, I got my driver's license finally, and I'm so enjoying it every single day. I think this is how you can approach your online business learning curve. No matter if some curves take a longer time than you expected, who cares how fast or slow others go the way that you go. But once you're there, you're going to enjoy it every single day for the rest of your life. So it's always worth it. Quitting is never an option, period. And someone needs to put that in your head, because there will be moments that you think, now it's taking me so long, now I'm going to give up. No, giving up is not in your vocabulary. Keep going, and we will back you up, because that's what we've done. That's why we're here. Keep going. That's my final tip.
Yeah. And as long as you keep going, you can never fail. So that is maybe very cliche, but that's basically what it is. And the driver's license. Yeah, and even if you got your driver's license, you can still get some dents and scratches here on cars, but you do not like, oh, there's a dent, now I'm gonna park and never drive again and take the train. No, so it's the same thing. Maybe just continue.
So cool. Well, thank you again for coming here and doing this quick interview. I appreciate you, everything you've done for HBA, everything you're going to be doing for Freedom Fest, and everybody who's watching. If you're going to Freedom Fest, give me an 11 in the chat, in the comments below. Even if you're on the replay, we love the replay viewers as well. Let us know that you're coming, either live stream or in person. And if you don't have your ticket yet, you can go over to, I have a little banner on the bottom of the screen, hbafreedomfest.com. You can pick up your ticket. It includes the live stream. It includes the recordings. It includes being there in person. And then also another cool thing is it's a nonprofit event. So everything above expenses goes to Feed My Starving Children. And right now we've already paid for all the expenses. So literally, when you buy a ticket there, you are feeding kids with 100% of that money from here on out. So I think it's pretty cool that we're doing this. And the more tickets we sell, the more kids we feed. And that's part of the reason we're doing these interviews, so that we can get more exposure about this event coming up. And I'm excited. So again, thank you so much, Dirk and Muriël, for doing this.
Thank you, Mike. You were amazing. You and Paul, please keep it up. You were our faith in this industry. And that's what we tell our people, like, who follow us, like, yeah, there's still great companies. This is the one.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
No.